What's going on, guys? It's Henry. So in this video, I want to actually do a video reaction on Biaheza. And Biaheza, he is my very favorite 19-year-old millionaire. I absolutely love this guy. So the reason why I'm doing a reaction video is not only because I want to pay respect to this guy, he's one of my very favorite YouTubers, but also because he tried options trading. This video is about a few months old, but I want to go over his results and do a little bit of reaction here because I think his results are very interesting. If you like the video, smash the like button. Let's jump into it.
Woo! We're gonna do it! Stock options trading, arguably one of the riskiest forms of trading there is. I mean, people have turned like 10 grand into millions with this, or on the other hand, hundreds of thousands of dollars into zero. It's essentially...
You could absolutely turn hundreds of thousands of dollars into zero if you be buying them call options.
We're not talking test boosters, we're talking Dynaball type steroids.
His editing is so good.
I ended my last video off asking if I should try some stock market options trading instead, and a lot of you guys thought that would be a cool... Whereas day trading or swing trading the stock of a single company seems to me like it could be a little more predictable. On top of that, where it's like with Forex, there's so many scams around it, the space is filled with sketchy brokers and Forex accounts.
That is so true about Forex. I definitely do think it's a little bit less less legit, more scammy, but I think this guy is pretty good at investing, and I trust this guy because his net worth is like over 1 million at age 19, and he always makes videos about investing. So I've seen that this guy does know what he's talking about, and I want to show you guys how a new person like him to options picks it up very quickly.
I just personally did not vibe with the atmosphere.
The vibe's off, man.
But as I'm sure you can tell, I'm really excited to get into it. But I've definitely heard about it from a certain subreddit.
That subreddit is the craziest subreddit of all because Wall Street Bets is where people like gamble their whole life savings away on certain call options and they get absolutely rich or they go broke, which is the exact way I tell you guys not to trade options, which is buying a whole bunch of options and going for the fences. Basically like swinging for the fences like you're a pro baseball player. See ya! You're not a pro baseball player. Let's make consistent income.
Some people assume these videos where I try different trading methods and whatnot pay for themselves if I lose money. But honestly, most of the time they make like 2 or 3 grand off AdSense, which I don't take for granted. I'm thankful for that income, but half of it goes to the tax man. So that $1,500 on a video isn't as exciting when I lose triple or quadruple that in the video.
This guy is just so humble. That's what I really like about Biaheza. Not only is he humble, he also shows you real transparency, which very few YouTubers do. So that's another reason why I love Biaheza. And I'm sorry to seem like a fanboy, but Biaheza is just my boy. He's also from Belarus. He also speaks Russian, just like me. So I really feel like connected to this guy, although he's like 7 years younger than me.
Please be careful if you try yourself.
He's an e-com guy.
Money you're willing to lose. But my goal for this week with the option trading is going to be to just beat the return I would get if I were to invest the 10K into the S&P 500 ETF, which is a fairly safe, completely passive investment that kind of reflects the overall performance of the market. So if we can beat that with our trading, I'm going to be happy. Now that said,
I could tell he really thought out this video because basically he's comparing his returns to the S&P 500, and that is the most commonly used benchmark.
I honestly have never traded options or know how they work, so I'm gonna do some research here, and by that I obviously mean watch a couple of YouTube videos. Definitely not big brain accredited stock options investor Biaheza here, but I am from the future. I spent a couple of hours at this point watching videos where people explain how stock options work. Okay, so options are basically contracts that you can buy, and they give you the option to purchase 100 shares of a stock at a certain price by a certain date, and the price of this contract can go up and down. We're gonna be inside of Robinhood somewhere here, and looking at this Apple stock, for example, now you can purchase 2 types of options. If you think the price is gonna go up, you buy a call option. If you think the stock will go down, you buy a put option. You're paying for the ability to purchase 100 shares at a certain time. So instead of paying 30 grand to purchase 100 shares of Apple at $3.30 per share right now, you can just buy the option to purchase 100 shares at $33 for a week in the future by June 12th. And this option will only cost you $260.
So basically what Biaheza just said, and by the way, he's a beginner, but he's getting a lot of knowledge pretty fast, is that a call option bets on a stock going up and a put option bets on a stock going down. He did say that each contract is worth 100 shares, which means that you have a leveraged way of owning stock. So basically, instead of owning 100 shares of a stock, you can pay way less money for a call option. You can still own pretty much 100 shares of stock without actually having to spend that type of money.
Not the best explanation, I know, but bottom line, if we buy a call, we're saying the stock is going to go up. If we buy a put, we say the stock is going to go down. And because we're using options, we have the opportunity to make a big profit using a small amount of money, but we are risking having those options expire worthless and losing all of the money we paid for the option.
Yes, when you buy options, you may lose all of the money that you paid, that premium that you paid for. Well, if by expiration date, it doesn't go to your strike price, if you're buying a call option, for example, you buy a 400 call, if it doesn't go up to 400, you are out of luck and you're gonna be losing that premium. So he's absolutely right about that.
Okay, had to run at max brain capacity for that explanation. But it's currently Sunday right now. We're gonna wake up on Monday tomorrow when the market opens and see what we can do. I do have some trade ideas, but we can get into those at market open tomorrow. See you guys then.
All right, so here he is. It's Monday. Finally, we get into the part of the video where he actually does a challenge where he's going to be doing his stock options trading. So I'm really interested to see what happens because, well, it's a beginner and I want to see what type of strategies that he uses.
Good morning to the
best family on YouTube.
Okay, I think I might have something here.
So as we all know,
oil prices come trade options here. I'm gonna buy some June 19th. Let's do $2.
So if you guys notice right here, I just want to make a comment. Because he's trading a very small stock, it doesn't actually have weekly options. He's trading monthly options here. So as you can see, there's like a June 19, July 17, and then it actually skips August all the way to October. And this is actually not a good option to trade. I can just tell you right off the bat here because it's not going to be very liquid. A smaller company has less liquidity for volume and less liquid options because obviously I can see that they're not weekly options. However, I think it's fine because he's trading on something that he has a belief in. So let's just see what happens.
Dollar calls. We're gonna start off light. Given that this is a penny stock, we're only gonna do 4 contracts, which is gonna cost $120. So I'm gonna hit review, swipe up to submit. Okay, whoa. It's been like 10-15 minutes and those.
So that's fantastic. He has really good returns, again, because he had a very good reason for buying the stock and it went the right direction for him. So he's up 50%, and that is absolutely insane in just 15 minutes, as he just said. I think that's really good because basically options are leveraged ways on betting on stocks. So if the stock goes up like 5%, the option can go up like 50%, especially for something like a penny stock.
After this absolute masterpiece of a trade that definitely was not pure luck, we went into a call position on Roku, which somehow got us another $45 profit.
So he just traded some Roku. Roku is a better stock because, well, ARK Invest owns Roku, so Roku is a great stock, and it looks like he just made some more money on there.
I'm an artist, and stock options are my canvas, baby.
Welcome. I'm certainly glad you could join me today.
That editing.
We're 2 for 2 at this point. So we were off to a great start there. I followed up by finessing a little Apple trade for $30 profit and then a trade on stock ticker CGC that resulted in $103 profit, at which point I just called it a day. Next morning I actually joined some stock options newsletters and discords that kind of talk about trade ideas, but I did 2 trades that day, one on Pepsi, which ended with a $45 profit, and one on Microsoft, which I actually held overnight and sold the next morning for a profit of $185.
That's interesting. So he's basically day trading options. He's buying and selling them when he sees that there's an advantage to buy and sell in the same day when he has a profit. But for Microsoft, he actually ended up holding overnight. I don't know why he actually did that. He didn't say why he did it, but I think that's really interesting strategy because when you hold options overnight, you have a longer time period to see what happens with the stock. And essentially every single morning at around 9:30 a.m. when the stock market opens, stocks usually do move up or down quite a bit. And there's a lot of volatility in the morning. So he took advantage of that. I'm actually glad that he did it. And that was actually his most profitable trade from what I saw, about $185.
Now, day 3 was honestly kind of crazy. I shorted a stock for the first time by buying puts on ticker TSM, $18 profit on that one, 96 profit on a cruise line trade, 52 on Boeing, 45 on CDX, 118 on Visa, and then I had a trade on ticker CRWD that I left overnight, woke up with it being down by like $450, but
okay, you see what just happened there? So for a day or 2, he had really good results and absolutely killed it, which is great, right? But the thing is with options, right, they're gonna do extremely well when you get the direction right. So if the market is going up and the option is a call option, well, you're gonna do really well. But as soon as the stock market kind of goes against you, if you're long calls and you're only buying calls and it goes against you, you can see that he just lost $475, I believe it was, which is a significant amount of money in just one trade.
It ended up bouncing back and I walked away with a $50 profit on that one. And then on the last day, day 4, which is today, markets were pretty red. I didn't do too much trading. I shorted the S&P 500 and that actually got us $110 profit.
That I really like that he did because basically he saw that the markets were coming red and he decided to short the market. And by the way, if you don't know what shorting the market is, it's basically betting on stocks going down. So he was buying put options and I really like that because he kind of changed his mindset right there and he was like, hey, stock market is going down, so let me profit off the stock market going down. And he ended up actually making some money, which I think was a really smart move.
Which brings our total profit to $699. That's like a 7% gain
Not
for
bad.
the week. But did we outperform the S&P 500 for the week? That we did. If we would have invested the same 10K in the S&P 500, which I did on a paper trading account on Monday, we would surprisingly be down $469 for the week. So I'd say this video was a great success.
So basically he was saying that he made about $700 and he would have lost $460 had he invested in the S&P 500. So actually you can count it as a gain of $469 plus $700 or about $1,169. That's about 11.69% returns, and that's actually fantastic in just 1 week. He absolutely crushed it for his first week.
I had positions that were down by like hundreds, but I did some dollar cost averaging in those situations and the price went up, so I walked away profitable on most of the trades this week. But stock options are very risky and can make you lose a ton of money.
Yes, you can absolutely lose a ton of money with stock options, especially if you're just buying calls, you don't have a plan, you're just putting all your money into buying call options. They're absolutely the riskiest things. However, if you're selling options, they become way less risky and they can actually become safer than stocks themselves.
So I probably won't be actively day trading options full time. We honestly got pretty lucky this week, and on top of that, very few people out there can actually profitably trade these long term. But I'm really
Yes, he is so right. Very few people can profitably trade them long term. It's kind of like a poker table. You're gonna have 9 people, you're gonna have one really big winner, you're gonna have like 7 losers and 1 person that breaks even. He's absolutely right. If you're buying call options, if you're investing in options, it's a very tough game. There's nothing easy there, and he's so right that he kind of got lucky, but at the same time, he did a really good job learning stock options, and I think he performed phenomenally for his very first week.
really glad I learned about options, and I can actually see myself definitely swing trading them here or there when I'm expecting news to come out about certain companies. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Peace.
All right, so that was it for the reaction video. I think he did a phenomenal job for options trading in his very first week. Essentially, I'm not surprised. He was buying call options and he was buying put options. They're the 2 simplest and most easy strategies to get started with, and they can absolutely be profitable if you're right on the direction of the stock itself. Overall, I have to give Biaheza like an A+ for his very first week of trading because, let's be honest, he was profitable. He actually made a good profit, and he was actually able to not only buy calls successfully, but he was also able to dollar cost average. And if you guys haven't watched my dollar cost averaging video, here it is right here. And essentially what he was doing is when he was down on a position, he was doubling up on the position just a little bit. So then at that point, he can actually benefit if the stock recovers just a bit, but it doesn't actually have to recover to the same price that he originally had it for, because when you dollar cost average, you're buying for a stock that might be lower than your original price. All right, that's it for this video, guys. Like and subscribe for this video if you liked and you want to see more of these type of videos. And also, I wanted to pay some respect to Biaheza because I think he's a great content creator. I think he has great, phenomenal videos, and I really enjoyed this video from him. I'll definitely see you in another video very soon. Be aggressive in learning, but be safe in investing.